Good evening, one and all. Hope you are doing well and that your summer is off to a wonderful beginning. Well, at least that's kind of what it is up here in Alaska, because we are officially in summertime right now. We had a very cool spring, and we finally had our heat wave, and I finally got to turn on the air conditioning. Let's see here. Add that in. We'll pick you up on the next time around here. I'm going to start off by mentioning some things that are going to be coming up for this next week, because this is the last week of work. Well, at least work in the sense of that, of the labor-intensive stuff that I've been mentioning about before. By the way, greetings TW. I hope you are doing well. We have a week that I'll be away. Starting in about 1 week, I'm going to be gone for several days. I will be back, and we are going to be off to the races with all the new changes that have been in the works. The things that I've been working on, they're nearing their completion. One of the new features is going to be more integration with stuff with the website that I've been doing. It may seem kind of weird to be toying around with some of these things, and maybe there's an argument to be had for that. I'm somebody who likes to tinker, though, and so Stream Radio is getting a massive update, and we're going to have activities that I wish I had figured out back when we had our like 20-30 people that would show up. Back in those days, there was that was what inspired Stream Radio. And honestly, I had so many frustrations with the other streaming tools out there. I do know we probably had a lot of people leave as a result, because there were so many bugs that I was fighting with. That being said, Stream Radio became a focus of mine because I wanted to find a way to integrate different creative features into the streams, but it had a double purpose. I wanted it to... Whoa. You're acting a little bit like a bot. So it's designed to help give some opportunities for some of the art and animation stuff I've been doing. Some of the stories as well. See, right now we're in a time when a lot of tools are not designed to really help people. If you're creative like myself, you know that the platforms have been very unkind to us lately. So unkind that I just got fed up, and I was like, well, I've been experimenting with Stream Radio. I want to try and figure out how to incorporate it into some of the artwork that I've been doing. And so that has been the whole reason why I wanted to put the time and effort into this. Again, maybe it was a foolish venture. Time will tell. Come back your Christmas tree. Tree peep. Huzzah. But so as a result, that means that it has taken a long time to try and get that stuff squared away. It is now, for the most part, finished, and I've been doing some stress testing with it over the last few days, and it is operational. Not perfect, but close enough. What the? Oh. Oof. Hero rank C. Alright, we're going back to the lobby. Okay. Let me see if this over here is working once again. Nope, it is not. But anyway, so these websites have been causing a lot of frustrations for me. And so to get a chance to get hands on the code and basically forge something special and unique is great to get the chance to feel that freedom. All right, how do you feel about the... yeah, we'll skip that. I don't have any opinion about it one way or the other. All right, and there is TW. I watched the first 2 of the episodes of Star Wars. The first and second. It was great. Those films are absolutely fantastic. I greatly liked those when I was growing up. The third one gets really heavy. Really heavy. And honestly, it's kind of a very sobering outlook on what grief can do. The first 2 are like an adventure, and just gets better and better. The third one, yeah, everything falls apart. It's a very painful sort of story. Very meaningful story. A New Hope is also good, but I would dare say the storytelling has not aged as well as many people claim. 5th one is a favorite of most people, and the 6th one is a good conclusion. I won't say it's the best film, but it's a good conclusion of the story. All right, I'm going to be following TW. It is up to you, sir, to lead us to victory. There we go. By the way, if there is anybody new watching, this is an opportunity for people to participate in the games. We don't have the mics on because of the... Oh, okay. We don't have the mics on because I need to be able to verify people before I bring them on to the streams. And everyone has to have an age range. Once people cross over that, then by all means, they're good to go. But in the meantime, we're going to have to operate like this. So for those of you out there that want to be able to participate, that is one of our restrictions. And that is a more recent development. But anyway, it is still open, though, for those that want to join. All right, we're following TW off to victory. Luke, I am your father, indeed. Wait a minute, you're not supposed to know that yet. I guess it's kind of hard to miss. Isn't it unfortunate? The surprise is kind of ruined because of our culture. Greetings there, Bastion. I'm a bit busy at the moment. Understandable, sir. Hope you are at least having a decent evening. I hope that it is productive, regardless. Ooh, somebody's down here. Ooh, this is a fast-firing weapon here. Kind of acting bot-like there. No, never mind. That's just a player not sure what to do. Or maybe not. The fact they won't jump is really weird. Hero rank B. Perfect. I mean, B for best. Oh, there's the other guy. Oh, I'm out of rounds. Perfect. All right. So among the changes that are coming, you will see some stories that are going to be published. They're going to be published through the website, and there's going to be some print stuff as well. The print stuff I'm still trying to figure out, but in the meantime, the digital version will still be there. Alright, Weapon-O-Matic. What do we got here? Nothing worthwhile. Ooh, Search Academy stand. Oh yeah, the movies are very long. The Lord of the Rings movies, they get even longer. Those are some incredible films, but man, are they heavy. Good stories, though. Star Wars, though, it is a great high-action adventure story. And something that is kind of interesting that we have that permeated throughout our culture so much. Everyone seems to be at least aware of it. But there are still some people in this world that have never seen it. And some of these people are fairly old as well, so they should have seen them by now. But there's a lot of people that haven't. And one of the things I've noticed with those sorts of things is, what's this? It's interesting. Zoom. Scan for nearby enemies. Oh, that's interesting. I like that. But some people have never seen them, and it's because some people actually don't like watching movies. I was a little surprised to find out about that, but lo and behold, as time has gone on, I've learned that even more people are actually really big into either books or they're big into plays. And a lot of people, they don't like stories at all. One of the most important things to do about people who have not had those stories, though, is to not necessarily shame them for having avoided some of that stuff. Oh yeah, the bandages. I'm actually not a very big bandage holder. I'm very bad at managing my bandages. I'm all about the aggression. I follow you. Yodas. Yes. I do have the Yodas on the back. Got that with the first iteration of the Star Wars additions here to Fortnite. Yoda's been a big part of the of my character's attire for the last year. But anyway, so one of the movies that I was surprised people have not seen wasn't just Star Wars. It was some of the animated classics. I know some people who have never seen any of the Disney animated features. It sounds weird to me because I grew up with it so much. But lo and behold, there are people who have never seen things like Lion King. There's people who have never seen Beauty and the Beast. No people have seen Pocahontas. Ooh, nice pistols. Well done. I don't think his pistols are very strong, but at least they're, yeah, decent. What is this? Lights. Oh, is that what this is? Scanning. Oh, that's got to be what it is that was appearing on my screen. That must be where people were walking recently. Another movie that people have not seen that I was really baffled that has been the case was Fiddler on the Roof. To me, that is one of the greatest musical classics of all time. But see, not a lot of people actually are like really big into musicals. And so there's quite a swath of people who would refuse ever to really see anything like it. Ooh, almost. Have to find another vehicle. So Fiddler on the Roof, some people have never seen. Some people have never seen some of the other classics. Here we go. Some of the other classics, like The King and I. I think The King and I is a great story. One that I think most people should see. Most. There are some people that would not like it. I do realize that. A little bit of lag right now. Ooh. This thing be strong. Swap out for this one. There we go. All right, what is this? Ooh. That looks pretty decent. The Two Pistols does a dive move when you jump in the air. Also slows, slow-mo when aiming in the air. Oh, that is so cool. Oh, golly. I like that. Oh, Rambo time for Aang, which is kind of weird because that's not part of his character. Oh, that is great. I like that. Scan the area. Footsteps are over here. Ah, there you are. I won't say that slow-mo is necessarily great, but it could be. It just takes some practice. Hero ranked up, yeah. Sensational. Okay. A lot of splashing here. Well, oh, there we go. Nicely done. Boy, I'm really bad with my aim right now. I need the melee weapons again. All right, following TW like earlier. What's another movie that people have not watched that I have that baffled me? John Wayne. Now, I grew up with John Wayne. Lo and behold, a lot of people have not. Some people have never seen John Wayne before. There's others that, like myself, were given a very thorough education into the world of John Wayne. He influences a lot of my creative stuff as a result. I very much appreciate the things I got to learn from his movies. One of the great movies that he made was The Alamo. That is a historic take on the Alamo, and they did very good job. There was a remake that was done a couple of years ago, and it was terrible. Absolutely sabotaged the message of the first one, which was based, again, on history. The second one was based upon Hollywood, which is not how you want to be creating your products. If you want to make it to where it's all about trying to be epic and cool and miss out on the history, it will not be timeless. You can have fanciful things, and John Wayne did some of that. But it was all, once again, based upon history. Ooh, these birds are decent. Oh, I've seen this character. Okay, swap that out. All right, let's give this a try. I saw somebody else do it. Oh, that's pretty instantaneous there. Oh, there we go. Laser time. Ooh, that's powerful. Uh-oh, lagged. Uh-oh, I've lagged out. That bad. Good IRL, but... Okay, well, maybe not that good in IRL. Let's swap you out. No? Okay, fine. We'll stick with you. Oh. Can he turn invisible? Ooh. That was interesting. Oof. That was weird. Well, new season, new mysteries. Decent showing, 7th place. That's better than many sessions. Oh, that's the other thing I need to add to Stream Radio. I need to get the death counter added to it. So I did get that stuff updated. Ooh, that's pretty neat. So I got to get the dub flub counter into there. Also, I am going to be opening up this tool to some people. It's going to be people that have used, well, that have been utilizing some of the stuff I've done before, things like that. We're going to be sticking to the Battle Royale for the most part. We do custom maps on the occasion, just not a whole lot. Mostly because my game seems to have big problems with it. I was trying to make a custom game last year, and man, I had a lot of glitches. This game's very unstable for my PC, and I don't know if it's because my PC is old, or if the game is just buggy. I don't know. It could be both. There's a medallion that turns you invisible when sprint jumping. Ah, okay, so kind of like back in the past when they had a similar sort of thing. What was that? That was I think it was the Greek stuff that they added in. I think there was the invisibility during that time frame. That was a fun map. It's a shame that when maps are over, they're gone. Fortunately, it does seem like they're putting a good push to try and make them return on the occasion. At least that's what they've done for the first few chapters. It's been great to see that. I just hope that they add in some of the other ones sooner rather than later. All right, like last time, I'm going to be following the TW because I spend a lot of time leading stuff around here, and I have no problem just kind of following. By the way, I was wandering around quite a bit over South Central Alaska for a while. No fun, only Fort. All right, following. I've not seen a whole lot of animals around here. I've been taking some photos. I'll share some of the photos on the Discord soon. It's kind of a shame, actually, that there's not been a whole lot of animals. I love taking animal photos. But right now, they're just kind of absent, which is, they're seasonal. They come and go. But to be traveling around and not get a chance to see them is just a wee bit disappointing. Oh, there he is. Oh no. Dagnabbit. I was too slow on the swap there. Rats. Shotguns have always been my bane. Starting to see some more of that lag there. We may be in for some tough rounds if the lag stuff is going to be persisting. Fortunately, I've not had to deal with lag a whole lot in the last year. But the year before that was a nightmare. And the year before that, an even bigger nightmare. Yes, we have been doing this game for many years, and I've never really gotten great. I kind of peaked probably about a year ago. And technically the most victories I had was maybe a year and a half ago. Nicely done, sir. But I'm not discouraged by it. I don't have the time to really perfect this game like I did back then. Back then I was doing it with all sorts of real pro players, and so it gave me a chance to grow really, really fast. But as the game has changed and the tactics have changed, I petered off because you have to stay on top of things. Yeah, there's more lag. Oh no. Oh, oof. Well, there's a lot of lag at that last bit there. 42. Well, that's still better than it could have been, seeing that it got eliminated immediately. So, at least TW got to 42. Returning to lobby so we can begin again. My Wi-Fi... I'm sorry. No, it is not you. It is not you. The lag is coming from the game. Remember how I said earlier that my PC has had problems with this game? This is one of the things I dealt with for a long, long time. In fact, there was a game, there were a couple games where I couldn't see anything. And as I would be playing, all I could do was hope that my shockwave hammer would hit somebody. I couldn't even see. I have it all recorded. It was abysmal. So it is not you. It's Fortnite. I found that out back when I was just getting started. When I was just getting my streams started, the game started glitching, and I thought for certain it was something on my end. It must have been the slow internet. It must have been the Must have been the OBS system that I had. It could have been any number of things. For a while, I thought it must have been the. For a while, I thought it was actually StreamYard, because I used that for a little while. Then I thought it was Stream Elements, because I was utilizing that. And again, that's one of the reasons why Stream Radio was made, because those things I thought for certain was the problem. Now, granted, it got a lot more clear that it was kind of a bit of everything. But the biggest culprit was Fortnite. When I get back from my travels, so in about 2 weeks from today, when I get back from my travels, we're going to be getting to see some of the stories begin to come out. The things that I've been working on for this last year. It's a couple of stories. There's a couple of short stuff, and there's one long one. The long one is going to be edited a little bit before I publish it. But in the meantime, you'll have the other ones to get to see. Now, granted, I don't think most people around here are probably going to find them interesting. I really don't. But I know some people who will. And that could be a great opportunity to help find some new ways to try and grow the channel. We'll see. We'll see if it actually pans out. But the main goal is to tell meaningful stories. It's not about trying to get fame. It's not about trying to get glory. It's trying to find neat and different ways to tell meaningful narratives. Uh-oh. Oh, come on. Oh, come on, I can't hit him. Too much lag. Ah, phooey. I felt like I was turning in the right way, but it just would not pan out. I need my shockwave hammer. Froze again? Yeah, it did for me as well. That's definitely Fortnite. Definitely Fortnite. It actually caused me to abandon the game for a while. I don't know if I'll be abandoning it immediately, but if it doesn't get any better, and if it gets worse like it did a couple of years back, we might have to do that. We'll have to find some other things, which, by the way, with the transition of Castercraft, it might actually be perfect. Okay, on a slightly different note here, I do want to raise something that I've been seeing over the last couple of months. So we're going to shift gears here. The reason why is because earlier today I saw a message. It wasn't directed to me. It was directed to somebody else. And it got me thinking. And I can't shake this thought. And it's a thought I've had for many months at this point. What ended up happening was, there are people that when they get discouraged and they get the feeling of betrayal, they behave in a different way. And you know what was weird? is that I actually found myself ending up in a bit of that. And believe me, it is not a good place. You get wildly discouraged, and as a result, you start to blame yourself, you start to blame others, you start to get frustrated and angry with people or that you don't mean to. As a result, that bitterness can only grow and get worse and worse. Well, somebody online was doing that. Somebody I follow was losing his cool. And I was reminded about my own bitterness at times and realizing just how similar it was. When you have frustrations, you can think that, oh, I don't deserve this, or the events of life should not be transpiring in this way or that. Obviously, I did better, so thus I deserve things to be a little bit more peaceful, or things like that. We can just naturally will things to happen. And it's not really the case. Things are going to go bad in this life. And we're not really going to have... Oh, no. Speaking of things going bad... Uh-oh. Okay, I gotta run. Come back for you. Oh, no. That's not good. Finish the story in a moment. Gotta find an escape. Gotta get TW's card. Alright. So, I'm surprised that they let me go. They must have been fighting each other there. Alright. Here we go. Gas station. Perfect. So, bitterness. So let's say that you did everything right. Darn it, there's somebody up ahead. Oh no. This is not good. Leave me alone. There we go. Don't have the ability to go back and eliminate him. Got to get the card. But in a roundabout way. There's this belief online with this idea that somehow if you solidify an idea in your mind, that it will happen regardless of what other people try and do. If you think that you can succeed, you obviously will succeed. That is what people teach. The older I get, the more I realize that doesn't actually happen. Not even in the slightest. If anything, it's kind of like inviting things to go even worse for you. So do you just go through life and assume that everything's going to fail? No, that's not the solution. But you can't go through life and expect that if you behave a certain way that things will just magically always go well for you. Oh. Oh, no. This is bad. Come on, pick up. There we go. Oh, golly. Close one. Gotta find myself another car. But there's a danger in letting your discouragement overwhelm you. A big danger in that. Oof. Well, got him in a roundabout way. Because if you let your discouragement break you, it is an easy avenue to sin. If you're bitter, it's kind of like, there's areas in Scripture that warn us against that. About how anger and resentment and hatred can lead us down a path to evil. Kind of ironic that TW was watching Star Wars, because that's an element of the story that kind of gets addressed. Anakin Skywalker makes some serious mistakes, and he pays the price for it. And in his bitterness, he internalizes it in a very bad way that leads him down a dark path. But that can happen for all sorts of things. And unfortunately, for the influencer that I saw that's been dealing with this, I saw a bit of myself in him. And so I can't necessarily blame him for his frustration. I can sympathize with him because I myself have been in that sort of a place. But what's a good way to escape bitterness? What's a good way to escape anger and rage? Well, one of the ways that I have personally found is by humbling yourself, by finding a way to give to others. If you're more concerned with another's well-being, you're less likely to let your own frustrations rule over you. It's one of the important reasons why friends and family is so important. Because they become an object of your honorable intentions. You're not trying to exploit them. You're not trying to, you're not allowing your selfishness to lead in the same way. Now, granted, some people don't always do that, but ideally, that's what's supposed to be happening. Thank you, TW. Okay, got some gear. Ooh. Powerful gloves. Okay, how do I use this? Base jump. That's so cool. Oh, that's not as high as I thought it was, but anyway, it's still good enough. What is that? That's weird. Something's on the map. Is that like a boss of some kind? Huh. There's also another thing that can happen in your bitterness. You can start to assume that everybody is meaning you ill. And that's the other thing that this influencer has been experiencing. A belief that everybody is out to get him. You shouldn't flatter yourself with the idea that everybody's trying to get you. I've known quite a few people to behave like that, including some people that I used to work with. It's important to be able to look for the best in people. Assume that everybody has an evil nature, but assume that people don't mean you ill. Otherwise, you become very cynically minded, and you can make all sorts of problems and mistakes along the way. And in your doubts and in your suspicions, you can allow bitterness to again get a foothold. In doing so, you have a very real possibility of becoming the bad guy. You can have frustrations. I'm not discounting that, but the moment it becomes a sort of frustration that causes you to want to hurt somebody, then it's crossed a line. And I don't doubt that those thoughts can arise, but I definitely say you have to never act on it. Acting on it becomes a huge problem. And there's a lot of people that think that somehow they can get away with doing things that lead to pain and suffering, and that it doesn't really matter one way or the other. And I knew somebody who did that, and it did not end up so well for him. Frank B. Perfect. Yeah, might as well grab that. Thank you. Not quite what I was looking for. Sometimes this doubt and bitterness can make you so cynically minded that you immediately start to assume that everybody means you ill. Oh, you disagreed with me. Obviously, that means you're out to get me. That sort of thing. Obviously, it means that you hate me. It's like, no. But in your bitterness, in your frustration, it can sure feel like that. But it's important to try and find a way to avoid going down that path. There was a guy who I used to know. I used to have quite a few conversations with him. And soon I was unable to have any conversations with him because of something he took out of context. Oh, there's somebody. I'm going to assume that was a bot. I cannot aim. I am pizza. Yeah, it's probably a bot. Uh-oh. No, that doesn't damage him when he falls. Ah, phooey. Oof. Oh, I need to get the oof sound. Let me jot down that note. So I can't talk with the guy anymore. Even though I never meant him ill, he won't talk to me because he assumes that I meant him ill. But a lot of that was because he was frustrated. If he was not frustrated, I'm sure I would have been able to carry on the conversations no problem. I could have explained to him that no, that's not quite what I meant and helped to clarify it. But if you're angry, you're not really interested in wanting to hear the explanation. And as many of you know, I am a guy with very strong opinions, very strong values. It doesn't mean that I'm trying to force it upon everybody. I believe we're all on a journey of life that we have to learn for ourselves what is right and wrong. I believe there is a very definitive right and wrong. But not everyone else is going to believe that. You can't force them to believe it. But sometimes to hear it can be infuriating. And it was so with my friend. Well, I still call him a friend, but in all reality, it really isn't anymore because we don't have any conversations anymore, and he wouldn't want to ever see me again. It's not a bad thing, but it is something where I grieve that because I feel like it could have all been avoided. So remember, to not let bitterness control you. Because otherwise, you may have some surprising, some surprises along the way. And good friends will start to fade. And you'll wonder, how did it happen? And you start to then blame everybody else. Oh, they all didn't want to be friends anymore, and they ruined it. They didn't ruin it. Ooh, good move. Ooh. Man, that was a close one. 6th place, not bad. Not bad at all. Hero rank A. Well done. 2 OP, yes, that is indeed true. So, here's a question. If you're supposed to avoid trials and frustrations that are in the trials that we have, in order to make sure that we don't sin in our frustration, what do we do if there's no easy way to escape it? What if it keeps following us? Well, that's something where you need to be able to look at the frustration and to start to learn to let go. Uh-oh. Pause that. Maybe... Oh, okay. All right. Understand. Thanks for joining, TW. Have a good evening. Much appreciated. We got close. We got close to being up there. Yeah, no worries. I've had a lot of people fall asleep during the streams. Good night and God bless. Same to you, TW. Same to you. Being held by light. Bastion is a captive. The light won't let go. But no, I've had a whole lot of people actually fall asleep during my streams because I stream at a very late time. Most of the people that joined in the early stream days were very late night owls. They'd wake up, they either go to bed really, really early in the morning or get up really, really early at night. It was a really strange thing. Bitterness. I'd be lying if I said that this last week if I was to say this last week did not include bitterness. It's one of the reasons why I've been thinking about it. And then just to see somebody online have the same thing, it was like I was looking in a mirror. What do you do when you feel like you can't escape it? Where it's like hunting you, so to speak. Every time you turn around, the bitterness is right there. It doesn't want to leave you. How do you get rid of it? Well, one of the ways that I found is to intentionally put yourself in the situation that causes frustration and attempt your very best to break free of it, to break free of the frustration. That one hurts a whole lot, but it does help. The other thing that I have found, and again, this doesn't happen every single time, and sometimes you can know how to fix it and you still struggle with it. Another one is to merely read Bible passages of encouragement. Encouragement is everywhere. God left it for us because He knew that we'd be inclined to be frustrated throughout this life. And so thus He left us many good examples. Oh, somebody's over here. Many good reminders. Oof. Rats. Many good reminders. And I was reminded about I think it was Elijah, and actually, let me cite this correctly here. Quack. Greetings, Sebastian. Crisis of Elijah. Now this is fascinating. You can read scripture over and over again, and you can forget areas quite easily. And sometimes you overlook some of them, and never quite, well, you don't realize that you've overlooked it. So here it is. It was indeed Elijah. Now Elijah had a moment of deep frustration and discouragement. And he is broken from all the things that have been breaking him down. Light says good night. Good night, Light. Have a good evening wherever you are. But in his frustration, he starts to wish death upon himself. He starts to say, "Just take me out of this life. I'm done. I'm weary of trying to deal with the wickedness of this world." He had been abused. He had been torn down. He was discouraged. And what is fascinating about it is that in that whole ordeal, God is very patient with him. And in that despair and in his gloom, God pauses and tells him to rest, and he tells him to eat. After a while, the bitterness starts to fade. It doesn't necessarily go away entirely, but it becomes manageable. How often, when we are discouraged, we don't pull back and reset? That we intentionally try and cause ourselves pain. You know, there's many areas in Scripture where it mentions about people who are told to fast, people that are told to hold back and to put themselves into difficult situations in order to be faithful. But when you're in the depths of despair, the last thing you want to do is cause pain to yourself. Now, Elijah was somebody who fasted many times. He intentionally was hurt many times. He was showing himself faithful in many, many ways. But it is interesting that in his despair, God wants him to eat. He doesn't want him to fast more. He wants him to eat and to rest. If you break yourself in your discouragement, you will find yourself going down a dark and wicked path. I think that's the lesson of it. We gotta remember not to be so overcome with our frustrations that we wish ill upon ourselves. And I confess, in this world, that can be very difficult. I did not think that was going to be difficult growing up. I thought that's ridiculous that anybody would have a hard time to avoid discouragement. Obviously, just have some fun. Just take some time to play games, to travel the world, things like that. Why would discouragement be something we would start to wish gets worse. Oh, how naive I was. Growing up, I suddenly realized, as I got into my adult years, that discouragement can feel like it's breaking you so much that you don't have any way of coping with it other than to say, let it get worse. Ooh, what is this? Heightened senses. Ooh, nice. I got some shield for you. Ooh, what does this guy do? Aim and throw. Oh! Hey, nice. Mixed in with these other items, that is great. So I found when I was at college, actually, that discouragement can become so painful that you start to wish that it gets worse. I never, ever would have expected that to have been the sort of response that I would be seeking. And I wondered after college why the depression felt like somehow it was something you needed to embrace. I was trying to figure it out, and the only thing I can guess is that in your frustration, the only thing you can do about it is make it worse. If you can't fix it, there's a very real chance that you'll just want to embrace it. You gotta be careful about that. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh, oof. Those birds go a long ways. That's strong. Behind you. Oof. Most unfortunate. That was my bad. I didn't realize how strong those birds were going to be. Live and learn. So it can feel very easy to just say, it's all I know. It's all that seems to be happening. Things only seem to be getting worse. I can't seem to fix it. I try and have it end and it won't end. Fine. I'll just embrace it and make it worse. And, man, that is an easy path to go down. And that was what I learned in the college years. I knew a lot of people that turned to substances to try and deaden the feeling. It's one of the reasons why drugs become so very popular. It's one of the reasons why alcohol is so popular. It's one of the reasons why smoking and all the other things, vaping, all those things become popular because it's a way to deaden the pain. But when you deaden the pain, you don't solve it. A lot of people want to just think that they can feel it away. You can't do that. You can't even work it away. have to do good despite it. And eventually it will start to loosen its grip on you. It's actually a very tough thing for us as a society to even think about. There is entire industries based upon making sure that people stay broken. And it's very easy to let those voices keep you discouraged to the point of where, like Elijah, you wish that you were dead. It's one of the reasons why we, who are in a better place, are told to encourage one another. Because in this life, there's going to be trials and tribulations. Nobody can escape it. But if you see somebody else that's in a trial, in a tribulation, you would be a very selfish individual indeed if you were to not want to help them. If you were to say, you know what, I know you're going through a tough time. Yeah, I don't want to touch it. I don't want to deal with it. That's a spooky area. You gotta avoid substances. Any sort of drug, any sort of... whether it's alcohol or... even adrenaline can be a drug. And I didn't know that because it doesn't affect me in that way. But I do know some people that use adrenaline like it's a drug. How do you reason with this character? Guess you can't. Cannot. Well, what's the big exclamation point for? Oh well. You keep doing your shadowy stuff. Yeah, you do those squats.
So that person's just for quest. You're supposed to mimic what she's doing.
Oh. Well, I don't have that squatting ability. Oh, wait a minute.
That's just crouching.
Yeah, it's just crouching. So I'm going to go over here and crouch. Yeah, look at that. I did it by crouching. I feel so special. Thank you. There was a guy I knew at college who was very discouraged. Now, this is different than the guy that I mentioned about beforehand that had the TV show that impacted him in a terrible way. This was somebody who actually started turning to substances to try and escape his pain. And what's really weird is that one person's pain sure doesn't look like pain to another. I knew somebody who would have said that sitting down and on a plane for 12 hours was torture. I've done that. Flying across the ocean wasn't torture to me. So when I hear someone say that's the thing that they fear the most, the thing that they think hurts the most, I'm like, that's kind of trivial. I mean, everybody can do it, obviously. And I mentioned that, and I wish I hadn't, because I didn't realize just how much that person was hurt by it. And for them, their pain tolerance was much less than me. It doesn't mean that I'm somehow better. It means that I have a different set of struggles I deal with, and that person has a lighter one. But we're both struggling with it. And so to make fun of somebody that's in that position, it's not very helpful. It's not very encouraging. It's not very friendly. B power. Okay. Acrobats. Perfect. Okay. What does this one do? It disappeared. Huh. Weird. All right. So yeah, skill set. Our skill sets are different, so thus our tolerance of pain and frustration will be different. What was really weird was that when I said that, oh well, obviously the airplane thing, that's ridiculous that somebody would be having. That is the great terrible pain that they're dealing with. When someone else heard the things I was dealing with, they thought I was crazy for not knowing how to deal with it. So what was a strength for me and a weakness for another kind of balanced out in that sense. It's kind of a weak fella. Yes, the shields are the thing that makes him tougher. Lovely, well done. What's this medallion? Infernal Defense Medallion. Reload and shield. Oh, shield. Now, that's a good one. Oof. Oh, okay. Well, lesson learned. When you do a dive, it doesn't save you. That's actually good. I learned that
It only
now.
saves you if you just dive right when you're about to hit the ground.
Oh. So what you're saying is I need to go up there and try it again. Alright. Much appreciated. Alright, so how do I do this? Oh, so that's how I power up. Cool. Alright, dandy. Super squishies. Let me pick you up again. There we go. Oh, you subdivided. Interesting. Oh, the bird gloves. Ooh, what is that? A grappler. Alright, I gotta try this. I assume that this is just a basic grappler. Yeah, it doesn't have many charges. Oh, it's got wings. Okay, that makes it a little bit better. It's not perfect, but, you know, it's better than nothing. I'm gonna try this jump here. Soon. Where is he shooting from? Oh, behind us. Ouch. Does this thing have a bit of an auto aim with it? Huh. Nope. I was just really fortunate with the first few shots. Where'd they go? That's weird. I thought for certain they would have been in that area. Oh, there they go. I was thinking about the avatar abilities. Man, I missed those. That was a lot of fun to use those for what was it? Just a month? I wish it was 3 months. Felt almost like it was yesterday, but it wasn't. I think it's been a year since that was out. So that's kind of an interesting thing to consider. A lot of the, thank you. This last year has not been very active for these streams. And I realized that a while back, and there wasn't much that really could be done about it, but bit of it was personal choice. I did not want to be able to be distracted from the projects I was working on, and so I didn't do nearly as much. But then it became a focus of that, well, work is now becoming very demanding, and so I couldn't be able to really properly focus on it anyway. But it is kind of interesting.
Well, my game just crashed.
Uh-oh. That's unfortunate. Everyone on this map seems to be glitching right now. Yeah, typical update. Let's go over and throw ourselves against the enemy over here. Ooh, well, there I go. That that was abysmal. Okay, so the birds, I don't know why it didn't do anything to those guys. Seemed to do massive damage to me. It's going to take some getting used to. Alright, let's update this little thing here. Put it back to, let's see here. Where is that? I don't even know what it's called. What about this? Oh, perfect. Save that. Ah, tea, perfect. So this last year, I realized I could have actually doubled the number of streams that I was doing. And I kind of wonder if that would have been the best option. It was an experiment, and I don't think that the experiment really went as I had been hoping it would. But then again, we'll find out. Next month, when this stuff starts coming out, we'll see if it was a wise decision or if it was a foolish decision. I fully acknowledge that it could go either way. But for those that are curious, that will be taking place very soon. I'll be posting about that stuff shortly after I get back from my travels, and we'll be preparing for the stream at which I showcase some of that stuff. So if you're curious about that, be sure to check out the either this stream or the streams that we do over here, or the Castercraft streams. Speaking of which, if you are on one of the platforms that has the ability to like the stream or dislike it, would you consider doing either of them? I will accept either, because that means that you are flesh and blood, and not a bot. Speaking of which, we used to do silver redeems for, well, some silver dumps for different activities or for liking or commenting. That will be coming back starting 2 weeks from now. It is already good to go. It's already been tested. Is it quite as refined as I want it to be? No, not entirely, but it's definitely an improvement over what it was. And you will see there is now going to be a little area on the stream at which you can be able to link to the account and be able to get the silver directly. It is going to be very important with some of the new stream activities I have going on. Again, that it's not really necessary. The streams aren't big enough really for it anymore, but if nothing else, it'll be there for, if we have any sort of stuff in the future that we'll be doing. And it will definitely be helping out with some of the website stuff that's going on. As well as just, learning the coding stuff as well. It's out the window. Oof. Nicely done. The Panda of Doom. Ooh. What a pro. Oh no. Behind you. Phooey. That guy came out of nowhere. I think I got time for one more. It's one more full game, and then we'll start to wrap things up. It's a shorter stream for today. But so when I get back, we're going to be doing some super long streams. They're not going to be, it's not going to be regular or anything. It's going to be the occasional thing. But either way, I want to start that. And one of those streams will be tied to the Blender challenges, which, by the way, that's going to be coming back too. We had to skip the last two because they ended up being work days. Very long work days. And so I could not pull that off. But anyway, we're going to be bringing that back along with a couple other streams that and content related stuff. One of those is going to be also art redeems. Art redeems are going to be coming back, but it's going to be given an overhaul because Silverado has been given an overhaul, because I didn't have a way to properly calculate the amount of effort that would go into it. So we ended up getting swamped with art redeems. And I realized that with my job, I wasn't going to be able to actually pull it off. It worked when I wasn't employed, but when I was employed, it wasn't even remotely feasible. But we are going to bring it back. They're going to be smaller, and they're going to be mostly physical art that will be taking place. But either way, those should be interesting streams, because they'll have the ability to actually start to do the group redeems, and that is something that I was planning on doing from the very start. I did a preliminary thing and it worked out, but not nearly as smoothly as I was wanting it to. So now your people are going to have the ability to vote upon what art redeem gets done, and then everybody gets a copy of that. And you can choose the last spot for us, Bastion. Follow your guidance. Yes, indeed, I agree. We shall go over there.
So they didn't get any of the. They didn't get rid of any of the Star Wars places, but they got rid of all the ships.
All the
Sand
ships, all the weapons. Yeah.
Yep.
So is the resistance base is still. Oh, you're right. First Order's still there. Shogun's Solitude is basically Darth Vader's area. Interesting. I wonder how long they'll have this.
Well, since Disney is a part of Epic Games now, they could have it indefinitely, but definitely gonna be gone by next chapter.
Indeed.
That and Fox. Disney has Fox too. That's why there's those Fox fathers that are in the shop right now.
That's right. Well, we'll be. Apparently, there's been a lot of people that, the moment the Star Wars stuff came out, they stopped playing the game, and now that it's gone. Oh, what the? Throw treat. Oh, it's super. Oh, that's cute. That is very
So
cute.
Crypto, he's basically a junk rift, but better.
So
Also, there's been stuff in the files where it's gonna be you can have pets in the game, and Crypto might be one of them.
oh, so he's like a rift. So if you grabbed onto him, you'd fly up into the air.
No, junk rifts, they just threw stuff into the ground, and anyone who was under it will get hurt.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Junk rift. Okay, my bad. I can never get players to cooperate and stay put when I throw stuff like that. But it definitely helps out for if people are hiding inside of a structure. I don't know what to make of Crypto in the live-action Superman coming out. I don't have any connection to the character one way or the other. More bones. Yeah, that's how we summon a dog that has super abilities. You just throw a bone and makes them all happy. Crypto treat. Uh-oh. Oh, it worked! Yes! Good doggy! I take back what I said. Wow. That's a big blast radius for Crypto.
Well, if it wasn't generous, no one would use it.
Indeed. Breaking these slurp barrels reminds me of the glowing drink that Obi-Wan had. Alright, found one more bone. Hopefully it works out as smoothly as it did that time.
It can also be thrown anywhere, and that's where Crypto will land. So even if you're underground, he'll just spawn on the ground and just land there.
Oh. Does he break through the ceiling, or does he just appear?
Well, if you're like in a tunnel under the mountain, he'll just pass through the mountain.
Ah.
If it's in a building, then yeah, he'll destroy it. So they released a trailer for this season on Nintendo Switch, and these bird gauntlets. It showed the person using it transform into a raven and fly, so they'll probably do that. They'll add that later.
Oh, so you have these, the bird ones, then you get the wings, whatnot, kind of like the Icarus wings.
Probably. You can't do it now, but it was in the trailer for the Nintendo Switch.
Oh, well, that would be neat. I saw that there's a... Some gaming reviewers love drama so much that you just know at the moment that something new comes out, the same behavior is going to appear every single time. The number of people hating on the Switch 2 over the last month was hilarious to see. Because now those same people are like, oh, it's the best thing ever. Oh, I love it. Oh, I stood in line to get it. And it's like, weren't you hating on it for the last few weeks, months? Amazing how that happens.
Yeah, it's Nintendo's setting a new standard for gaming prices, or game prices. But people are still gonna buy, and that's what's gonna keep on letting it happen.
Now, I'm too cheap to buy games at those prices, but that's
I wonder what's gonna
just
happen
me.
to all those the old Switch ones that people have.
Yeah, I'm not really liking that idea. Oh wow, that guy hits hard. Wow. That might be an aimbot. I found out that apparently some of the multiplayer games that I've done, that the hacking is actually so bad in some of them. Thank you. Is so bad in some of them that the community just kind of understands that if you want to even have a chance at winning, you have to basically buy a cheat code. And that does raise a very interesting question, which is, how do you... Uh-oh. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Ah, phooey. Well, that was unfortunate. Well, we got to learn how to use these abilities a little bit more.
There's a boon that's pretty helpful. It's it lets you use consumables and run at the same time.
Hmm.
But you have to get the boon first.
that I could see that as being very, very helpful, because that ability to run would have come in real handy that last round. Anyway, we're going to start to wrap up here, but I did want to mention, here's something to remember. So I looked on some of the forums, and this is how I found out that the hacks are getting so outlandish that they're not even reporting them in competitions anymore. There was a couple of games where every team that played was cheating, and they found out about it after the fact, and they said, well, basically so many people are doing it, we're not going to enforce it anymore. So now if you want to make any sort of prize money in gaming, you now are required to have cheat codes. You're required to be hacking. So if you ever want to win a game, do you stoop to that level? Well, if it's all about winning, then by all means. It sure seems like a no-brainer. But from an ethics standpoint, you don't win if you win on a cheat. You basically show that you're more interested in winning than growing your character and growing your skills. We'll explore that idea at a later date, because that is something I do kind of want to raise again, because it is fascinating just how many games are falling apart as a result of hacks. Much appreciated, Bastion, for participating. Also to TW for coming in for a bit there. We're going to be closing out for tonight. We're going to be doing a couple of streams over this next week as I prepare for the journey. And once we get back, we're going to be back to it won't be daily streams, but we're going to try and get up as close as we can to a stream a day. And they're probably not going to be super long for some of them, but others are going to be long. Some of them will have conversations like I ramble about, and others are just going to be silent streams with music. If you find that sort of stuff interesting, would you consider liking these streams? And if you dislike it, by all means, dislike. We're not going to be rating on any of the platforms because right now we don't have enough people to justify that. But I much appreciate the few people that came around. It is something where I hope that we will have more stuff for you to appreciate in the future. Until next time, folks, have a very pleasant evening and morning, everybody. Regardless of the discouragement, always be civil to one another. Greetings, Bizmaster. Thanks for coming by just as we're wrapping up here. But have a pleasant evening, one and all. We got more streams in the future. They'll be growing faster. Until then, folks, have a very pleasant evening.